kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na! Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Right side, goes to the middle, Ronyo able to bother him. Banal leading the break, no looks it to Ibanez. Don't finish on the right. Paladino Ibanez once again a score on the fast break para dito sa Quezon. Decent rin naman. Lagrama, Dex Culiar on the Dagon! That's Simon! Slam Dagon! Yes, sir! This is a one out of Batangas City. Hernandez, the sidestep, easy finish, exquisite basket right there para kay Levy Hernandez.
And really beautiful move right here by Levy Hernandez.
Kasabay ng pagbubukas ng Lucena Convention Center ay ang pagsisimula ng isang panibagong serye. But this time, only the brave, the brilliant, and the bold will remain. Tonight, the Quezon Huskers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters will be going head-to-head for the most glorious title of the South. Mga kaliga, time to buckle up because this is the Game 1 of our Southern Division Showdown, only here at the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Final score, it will be the Quezon Huskers versus the Batangas Rum Masters. Strong side, the feed, Ambuluto will finish. Hernandez eliminating his defender. Ablaza spins, Ablaza feeds, Apinan will score.
It's just a testament to our consistency for winning culture. But this time we want to change our destiny. We want to reach the national finals.
And the Quezon Huskers will proceed to the South Division Finals. All day, Judel Fuentes for three. Lefty layup for Nino Ibanez. Box by Gravera. And he's fouled, 2+1.
Maraming salamat sa mga players na nag-respond sa challenge. Nagpapasalamat ako sa pagiging team namin, pakonti-konti. Napupunta na kami sa gusto namin marating.
This is the Batangas City Athletics team. Nakilala talaga natin. Playing together, forcing turnovers.
For 1-0 throughout the season in their division. And now, heading to the South Division Finals. What a pass. One more. Sandago on the lefty layup. Levy Hernandez bombs away.
Isang magandang gabi sa inyong lahat mga kaliga. Tonight, what we have in store is a thrilling night of hoops action as we kick off Game 1 of the MPBL Southern Division Finals live from our new venue here at the Lucena Convention Center. Levy Hernandez will be looking to lead the winning culture and the grit and grind attitude of the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters as they look to regain a spot in the national championship. But in their way is Judel Fuentes and the very battle-hungry, battle-tested Quezon Huskers who were able to dispose of the Paranaque Patriots in the Southern Division semifinals. It's too close to call in Game 1 of our series between the Quezon Huskers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Muli, isang magandang gabi sa inyong lahat mga kaliga, sa lahat na nanonood sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and everybody that's watching from MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez. We have Andre Endicio at courtside. Coach Mike, happy to be working with you for the Southern Division Finals. And we're also happy to be here. What do you think of the new venue?
Well, this is really good venue here. Very cool, really good to the eyes. Yung blue na Yuna we have here. And I think it's going to be in contrast because pangalamang mainit ang labanan ngayon, hindi cool.
Before we dive down into our playoff discussion, let's take a look at the playoff bracket para makita natin ang naging journey ng ating mga teams all the way here to the division finals. Of course, yesterday, we saw the Pampanga Giant Lanterns dominantly winning against the San Juan Knights.
Yeah, and dominantly winning, and they're heading home for game number 2, and we'll see how that goes, how San Juan would actually come back. But this time, dito sa South, first time we're gonna see this series, game number 1. And so, who draws first blood? We're gonna find out later.
The Quezon Quezon Huskers, obviously, they want to be able to get first blood here on their home floor. They're 5-1 sa kanilang home, pero sa Quezon Convention Center, yun, wala pa sa Lucena Convention Center. This is the first game that they're playing in this new venue. And the first game that Quezon played at the Quezon Convention Center was the first game of the season para sa Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters and the Quezon Huskers, which Quezon won 91-89 in overtime.
Yeah, actually maganda yung laban na yun kasi it was the first home game of Quezon coming back. And they were on a 7-0 run. Samantalang ito naman Batangas just came up an overtime win with that three-pointer extension by MJ de la Vergen. But this time in this game, makikita mo talaga it's purely dominated in that game by Quezon. Gab Banal and Seda Blasa had a little one-on-one battle in the first quarter. But eventually, come the fourth, you know, the guys really stepped up and it was extended into overtime and eventually a win para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
And alam naman natin games like this, no, especially when it goes to overtime, the one who starts off first in extra period very well will be the one to get the victory. Let's take a look at our player matchup for tonight. We have Judel Fuentes and Jong Baloria, two proven scorers here in the MPBL who have even amped up their game in the playoffs.
Well, if there's one thing that Jong Baloria brings to the table, it's a little bit edge sa character ng team ng Batangas. You know, he loves to get in the passing lanes, you know, get to bang bodies inside, a little bit physical, brings you anything, points, rebounds, assists, whatever you need, he's gonna give it. Samantalang ito naman si Judel Fuentes, well, primarily a three-point shooter, a scorer that can actually put the ball on the floor. And might I say, he's one of those rare shooters that can put the ball on the floor with the right hand and rise up as well and take the three and make it.
Judel had a virtuoso performance in that series clinching victory against the Parañaque Patriots. Let's see if he can pick up from where he left off. These two players, Judel Fuentes and itong si Jong Baloria, are at courtside with our very own Miss Andrea Andisio.
That is right, Javi. Unahin ko na muna itong si Jong. And Jong, 2 nights ago, you were still fighting for your spot para sa Southern Division Finals. Pero matapos ang isang araw ng pahinga, bakbaka na naman. With that short amount of time to prepare, gaano kayo kahanda para sa laban na ito?
Actually, wala nga kami pahinga. After ng game namin, kinabukasan, diretso na kami biyahe. And then, pagdating namin dito, diretso na kami practice. Very short preparation, pero ayun, sobrang blessed namin kasi nakarating kami sa Division Finals. Bawal magreklamo, kaya tatrabawan namin. Di baling, walang pahinga, tsaka na pahinga pagkatapos na.
And I know wala tayo sa Batangas City, pero meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa inyo?
Sa mga lahat ng Batanggenyo, mga fans ng Tanduay, suportahan nyo kami through Facebook, panoorin nyo sa TV, ayun. Sa inyo kami kumuha ng lakas.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kanan. And Judel, with most of your teammates being new to the Southern Division Finals, na pamilyar naman sa inyong makakalaban na Batangas City. At bilang ikaw ang merong finals experience, ano sa tingin mo yung magiging main factor para maipanalo nyo itong Game 1?
Kaya nga yun nga sinabi ni Coach sa akin na blessed daw sila na nandito ako ngayon kasi nakarating daw ako sa Division Finals. And yun na nga, sabi ko naman sa kanya is tayo lahat, Coach, blessed tayo kasi nandito tayo ngayon. And sa mga teammates ko, sinabihan ko sila na wag lang kaming ma-overconfident and wag lang kaming giggle sa laro kasi yung kalaban namin, mga veterano, lalo na yung coach nila. And ngayon, sana mapagitan namin yung mga ginagawa namin sa ensayo.
And I'm sure one of your goals for tonight is ang mabigyan ng magandang buena mano ang itong napakaganda at napakabago ninyong home court. Meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa inyong team?
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa mga taga Quezon na nandito ngayon. Walang sawang sumuporta sa Team Huskers. And salamat din po kay Mayor Mike sa maganda niyang gym ngayon na pinagamit niya sa atin.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team as well, mga kaliga. This is Game 1 of our Southern Division Finals between the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters and the Quezon Huskers. Miguel Pere, take it away.
The competition is getting tougher because the stakes are getting higher. Welcome to Game 1 of the Best of 3 South Division Finals here at the Lucena Convention Center in Lucena City, Quezon Province. It's Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters versus your Quezon Huskers. This is the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Playoffs presented by Extreme and MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Here are the starters, beginning with the MPBL inaugural season champions, Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Starting at guard number 1, CJ Isid. Also at guard number 45, Jong Valoria. Starting at center, number 26, John Ambuluto. Power forward number 23, Sed Ablaza. And the other forward number 15, Don Ochea. Coaching Batangas City is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches J.R. Aquino, Warren Capitan, John Arenas, and Dino Ponce Enrile. Assistant team manager is Gilbert Alea. Team manager is Gina Labanza. LGU partner is Congressman Marvin Marino. Team owner is Mr. Lucio Tan III. And now, Lucena City, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit of your Quezon Huskers. Starting at center, number 55, Christian Bunyag. Forward number 17, Jason Opiso. One guard number 13, LJ Gonzalez. The other forward number 77, Gab Banal. And at two guard number 10, your very own Lucena City Honorable Mayor, Mark Alcala. The head coach for Quezon Huskers is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches Richie Tixon, Nash Rosella, Ed De La Torre, Luis Velasco, Jonathan De Guzman, and Bernard De Guia. Team managers.
Our primary protagonists for this game are starting five, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max for the away squad. Batangas City will be beginning things with CJ Isid and Jong Valoria in the backcourt. John Ambuluto being elevated to the starting lineup after a great performance in the division semifinals. He's joined by Sed Blaza and Don Ochea in the front court. For the Quezon Huskers, it's going to be LJ Gonzalez, Christian Bunyag, Jason Opiso, Gab Banal, joining the Honorable Mayor Mark Alcala in the starting lineup para sa Quezon Huskers. Muli, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Game 1 of the Southern Division Finals between the Quezon Huskers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Happy Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indiso. The MPBL is live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Pilipinas Live on our Facebook and YouTube channels, as well as on Satellite Channel 53. Batangas City winning the first tip. Valoria goes for the shot. That's a bit short. Ablaza gets the offensive rebound. Now, the offensive rebounding coach of Batangas is something that they have improved on, especially with the presence of John Ambuluto in that lineup as CJ Isid puts Batangas City on the board.
And it's not just them getting the offensive rebound, it's what they do after that. They immediately look for three-point shooters, cutters from the weak side, and just like that, Katulad CJ Isid, he knocked down that three out of that offensive rebound.
Gab Banal, who has taken a more active role in the offense, that time kicking it out to LJ Gonzalez, who knocks it down to the delight of the crowd inside the Lucena Convention Center. 3-2 in the early goings of this game.
And the Quezon Huskers have been one of the very entertaining teams we have in this season. I mean, a team that's 3-and-D will give you a lot of threes, but will also show you a lot of defense if needed on the other side. As CJ, man, another three right here for the guy.
He's feeling himself right now. 6-3 para sa Batangas City to begin this game. That's two three-point shots already by CJ Isid, and they get a stop here. Valoria leading the break. Ochea pulls it back. Valoria left open momentarily. Valoria stretches, could not score. Bunyag falls to the ground and touches the baseline. Now it will stay with the Tanduay Rum Masters with 12 on their shot clock.
Well, immediately, Jong Valoria, as you see this triple right here, right out of the corner. Tried to close out si Opiso, but the guy was late. So really that release made that basket available for CJ Isid.
You could tell that Isid has been looking forward to this matchup if ever they do meet in the playoffs, because he only scored 2 points in the regular season matchup. Valoria right there getting the deuce inside.
Yeah, and not to mention, he's been pretty silent in that game, you know, just taking the back seat and allowing the other guys to operate on, especially in start ng first quarter na yun. It really was a one-on-one between Ablaza and Gabanal.
Ambuluto trying to take advantage of that matchup against Christian Bunyag. He's definitely going to bring the aggressiveness
Right.
from the low block in this game if Christian Bunyag is going to be the man guarding him.
I feel that John understands that this is a different big man right here. As you see, Jong Baloria, the second time consistent that he tested that interior defense, and they're really trying to get more points in the paint. But going back to John Ambuluto, you know, iba yung nakalaban niya doon sa South Cotabato Warriors. Amita was a little bit stronger, so now feeling niya medyo makakasabay siya dito kay Christian Bunyag inside.
Another offensive rebound, this time belonging to Seth Ablaza. Air ball, but CJ Isit at the right place at the right time.
Man, talk about being in the right place at the right time. Tama yun.
First shot there by Mayor Mark Alcala, but it turns out that he was fouled. So it's gonna be 3 free throws para dito kay Mark Alcala as you see that last sequence for the Rum Masters. A little tap by Jong Baloria ended up in the hands of CJ Isit, who scores his 8th point of the game.
Feeling ko nagulat yung si Opiso. He didn't expect that CJ would be down there. He was expecting CJ to be out running in a transition defense. But the guy hang in there and got that offensive rebound and a putback.
Alcala missing on the first free throw. There, Mark Alcala was also scoreless against Batangas City in the regular season meeting. And he continues to be so here in the early parts of our game. 0 out of 2 from the free throw line. Pretty uncharacteristic of Mayor Mark Alcala. Usually a decent free throw shooter.
That's right. He normally is very calm in knocking down those free throws. Oh, out of 3. On the first trip to the line by Mayor Alcala.
That 42.3% that you saw, that was way above in the early parts of the season.
That's right.
Isit gets it out to Ablaza. Sprays from 3. Ablaza short.
Wow, another offensive rebound.
Isit going baseline, going back to the middle. Couple of pivots, up and under, just short. Battle for the loose ball. It's gonna go the way of the white shirts.
Now, if this is going to be a game of half-court sets, offensive rebounds, and more opportunities to score, I feel this is going to be advantage for Batangas. Why? Because they've got guys that can actually crash the boards and stick that back in.
Talking about scoring, there's nobody who could be a lot better than Judel Fuentes than he was in that series against Parañaque para sa Quezon.
That is right. I mean, he was so sensational from the outside and really provided the needed points, especially in that closing game.
Ablaza travels there. Going back to Judel Fuentes, coach, being in a team right now with more firepower compared to the previous squads that he played in San Juan and Zamboanga, this is a team that's much more loaded in his position. That's why maybe you could also kind of understand yung binaba sa production niya during the regular season. But when it mattered the most, he definitely delivered.
That is right. And, you know, you got to give them a piece of the pie as well. A slice of it so that they enjoy the game and, you know, perform optimum for the Huskers. And that's just been the kind of player that Judel Fuentes is. He does not command the ball. But, you know, as soon as he sees a teammate that's open, he's very willing to give it up to the guy.
That's exactly what happened in that last play, but there was a foul called against Batangas City. More than 3 minutes gone by in this game. Gonzalez sets the back screen for Gab Banal. He meets the basketball. Shot clock at 8. Fuentes to Banal on the left side. Baloria on him. Banal almost got the step. Opiso, that's a shot he usually makes, but Isit clears it para sa Batangas City, and now they're pushing. Ablaza momentarily unmarked. Ablaza goes up without the basketball. A great sequence defensively for the Huskers.
That's the defensive part right there of the Huskers showing up. And this was the fast break opportunity. And we've seen that in their first meeting in the regular season. LJ kept pushing the pace, challenging the speed of the defense of the Rum Masters.
He had 19 points in that regular season meeting against Batangas City. This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. And that's what he does best. LJ Gonzalez pushing the basketball.
And I'm sure Coach Cholo is going to tell his guys, remind them, if that guy has momentum going downhill, speaking of LJ, you got to stop the ball up high and make the defense recover.
Quezon Huskers team manager, attorney Don Rico Capunan, in attendance here at the Lucena Convention Center. Bagong venue ng Quezon Huskers.
Always very supportive.
Oh, yeah.
And actively supporting.
Or a pass delivered there by Ablaza that was intended for John Amboluto.
Yeah, and Amboluto was trying to receive it with his right hand, understanding na kaliwete yan. So a little bit of a challenge to recover that ball and put it back in his hand.
Quezon, 5 hinahabol nila dito. Opiso swings it to the left side. Fuentes.
Boy, the defense has really been different here for the Paduairo Masters.
Fuentes goes for 3. That's too strong. Long rebound falls into the hands of Jason Opiso, who gets the jumper.
We talked about offensive rebounding, immediately looking for shooters outside, guys cutting. But if you're the man that leads guarded, you gotta take that shot, exactly what Opiso did.
10-8. Valoria backing down Fuentes. Banal helps over. Isit, another 3 on the way. This time it's no good. Fuentes snaps it to Jason. Gonzalez gets by Valoria. Gonzalez, hesitation, crossover.
Oh, no.
The kick out. Extra pass to Banal. Gab has Ochea in front of him. Fuentes for 3. That's short. Barely grazing iron there. Ochea takes care of it para sa Batangas City.
Well, the Huskers are taking their threes, but they're not very comfortable.
So far, 1 out of 4 from distance are the Quezon Huskers here in the first quarter. Amboluto, drop step to his strong side, could not finish. That's another stop para sa Quezon. A chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Valoria called for a foul, but he's the one down on the floor holding on to his face, exactly where his mask is.
But Del Fuentes tried to do a low cross in front of Valoria. And that's the next scene that we saw. Take a look here.
Yun.
Oh, yeah.
Nasagi ng kaliwang kamay. The offhand was the one responsible for the hit to the face.
Right. As Jidel was trying to start a momentum going downhill, inadvertently hit that mask of Jong Valoria. Jong's a tough guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be in there, sticking it with his teammates.
And this now calls for the early entry of Levy Hernandez into the game para sa Batangas City Tanduayo Rockmasters. Past the halfway point of the first quarter, Banal against Levy, testing his defense right away. Banal tried to get it off the blank, but that was no good. Pinan is also in the game. Tried to get it to Ochea. Isit picks it up as a foul on Del Fuentes.
Boy, you like the post-up defense of Batangas right now. Guy tried to go corner on the baseline, but John was there to help side low. And every time you see a team that's got a guy available down low to help out in penetrations, you know that's a really good defensive team.
Oh, and little extra motion happening here. Jidel Fuentes suddenly falls to the deck. And I think it was Levy Hernandez who was the one responsible for that. Took a hit to the chin.
Yeah. And expected din natin yan. Magkakaroon ng, a little bit physicality, would be up a notch. Because after all, this is the South Division Finals.
Well, we definitely want to see a lot of physicality. This is the division playoffs, but obviously we do not want it to escalate into something that cannot be contained.
That is right.
There you see Fuentes with a slight push and then the elbow by Levy Hernandez, which Fuentes was able to sell really good.
Sportsmanlike foul on number 22, Levy Hernandez. That's his first foul.
But Levy's very important for the Batangas Rockmasters. In their game, in the first game, I think it was 1 out of 9 from the field out. Really was a struggle. So the sniper they make did not connect at all that much in that game.
1 out of 9 from the field, 0 out of 5 from three-point country. At matatawagan na nga siya dito ng unsportsmanlike foul. But Fuentes, an 81.8% free throw shooter, misses on the first.
It could be, they're trying to calibrate themselves on this new venue. Then, each venue has a different entity on its own and different profile. So, baka kaya nag-a-adjust din yung mga ibang players.
Although both teams were able to get ample time in their shoot-arounds prior to this game. Batangas City assistant coach Dino Ponce Enrile, in fact, told me that Quezon was very accommodating in their early trip here. Kaya naman tuwang-tuwa rin sila and they're very excited in this series. Nino Ibanez has checked into the game for the Huskers.
Middle ball screen.
1 second left on that shot clock. Ibanez connects. And now the Huskers are in the lead 12-10. Under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's an 8-0 scoring run para sa Quezon.
Yeah, and as you see an offensive foul right there on Philip very early. Very early that Philip gets that ball. You see right here, this beautiful middle action gives up to Nino, and Nino just obliges. And I'm telling you, he's a very important guy here for the Huskers.
A 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And you have to remember, Javi, Cyrus Torres is not with the Huskers anymore. So they're gonna need Nino Ibanez to be able to fill up that void. Oh, another 3 on its way.
Well, this time it's coming from Jodel Fuentes, extending the Huskers lead to 5.
They're 2 out of 2 now on their last 2 attempts. The 3 part of the game of the Huskers starting to flow a little bit here.
Batangas City has been scoreless in the last 4 and 45 and counting. Hernandez being given a hard time by Alfrancis Tapsi. But good thing Mark Cruz is there, put the 2 points back inside.
And quickly, Arim checks on Jodel Fuentes, not giving him any space at all.
Fuentes able still to get the basketball, bothered there by the long arms of Jexter Rapinan. Minerva hands it off to Jodel. Fuentes has 6 on the shot clock. Fuentes loses it out of bounds. Batangas City basketball.
And Coach Cholo recognizing those 2 threes that were made. You see this drive right here by Levi Hernandez. He will miss that, but a put back on an offensive rebound by Mark Cruz.
That's a rebound of the game brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Hernandez once again on the block, this time against Tamsi. Hernandez off the glass, finally gets it to go.
That's a little bit tough. Levy's a little bit taller, a little bit stronger. He's got that drop step on the baseline side, but finish going glass.
Quezon looking to extend their 1-point lead. 2 minutes and 20 to go in the first quarter. Tamsi is a known shooter. Defense right there to bother it. Ibanez top of the circle 3. That's long. Arim clears it para sa Batangas. Coach Solo wants them to push, but good transition defense being shown by the orange shirts. Mark Cruz will go for 3. That's off to the left. Simon Sandagon with the board. Ibanez sidestep. Ibanez doesn't get the bounce. No numbers there para sa Quezon.
Yeah, easier said than done against the transition defense. Lateral pass off a 3.
Kanyamogan couldn't get it with a hand in his face, but Mark Cruz is there once again to save the day. 16-15, Batangas City back in the driver's seat.
So far, momentum a little bit swinging on the side of the Rum Masters. Really good executions, and offensive rebounds have been pretty good too.
Tamsi gets space. Back irons the 3. RJ Minerva with a rebound. 2 players on the floor. Fuentes in Arim. The foul will be called. Laban kay Jodel Fuentes.
That's right. And again, yung mga star players ng bawat teams, they have to watch out on their personal fouls.
There's a shot by Panyamogan and then another offensive rebound and stick back by Mark Cruz. He now has 4 points in the game on back-to-back putbacks.
The Tanduay Masters have had 13 rebounds altogether, 7 of them offensive. And so that's an item, I guess, that Coach Gonzalez would want to talk about his team. Try and backs out and finish the defense with a defensive rebound.
13-5 advantage in rebounding para sa Batangas City. Skip past to Panyamogan at the left corner. Could not get it to drop. The tap goes to Sandagon. Alvin Abundo is in the game for the first time para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez.
And these guys are sticking to that zone.
Looked like a box and one.
Right. And there's not much movement on the side of the Huskers other than that flash middle to relieve the pressure from Simon Sandagon.
MJ De La Virgen coming in para sa Batangas City. Upo naman si O'Neal Arim.
And what we saw in the first game in the regular season between these two, there wasn't really much multiple dribbling para dito sa Huskers. And so that made it difficult for the defense of Batangas to recover. This time around, medyo maraming dribble kaya napapahirapan na ng Batangas.
Cruz from short range gets it once again.
Oh, Mark Cruz. How about that guy?
18-15. About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here in the first quarter. Topeng Lagrama, a homegrown hero. Abundo from the right wing. Yes, sir!
Iba rin talaga yung binibigay na maturity ni Abundo.
De La Virgen has 2 seconds to work with. De La Virgen, one-hander. That one's short. And that does it for the first 10 minutes of action. Back and forth we went between these two squads.
And no surprises right there. The volume threes that Quezon is taking. What I'm really surprised is the number of threes Batangas has taken in this first quarter. They've taken 9 already and made 2 of them.
Well, Quezon is 3 out of 8 from distance. There you see one of them coming from LJ Gonzalez. Nino Ibanez was also able to drain a 3-point shot para sa Quezon. This was the pass coming from Jodel Fuentes. And the Huskers, who were struggling early in the game, were able to get on a rhythm and were able to get this game close. We're all tied up with 18 coach at the end of one.
Back to square one.
18 all, second quarter of action. Sabi magbabalik.
You are still watching the MPBL. I was able to talk to the team manager of the Huskers, Attorney Don Rico Capunan, at ibinahagi niya nga sa akin that the moment that they posted about the details of this Game 1, may mga nag-message pa nga daw sa kanila na magka-camp dito mismo sa venue to make sure na makakapasok sila dito sa loob. With this, yesterday they were forced to release tickets for crowd control purposes. But even so, tanghali pa lang may mga nakapila na agad. One more thing he shared, hindi lamang magkapit-bahay itong Quezon at Batangas, meron ding family ties. Coach Dino Enrile is the cousin of Coach Nash Racela, and Governor Dr. Helen Tan is also cousins with Assistant Team Manager of Batangas, Sir Gilbert Alea. Pero sabi nga ni Coach Dino, sa panahon ngayon, wala munang pinsan-pinsan. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat. Terrific report there, Andrea. And nice to see that they are not at all very different squads at all, as Topeng Lagrama hits it from the right wing, continuing the hot shooting of the Huskers from three-point country here at the start of the second quarter.
And it's important for the Huskers to start getting a little bit of a rhythm here, starting the second quarter. Sure, we're done with the first quarter, feeling the game, okay na yan, so let's get back into business. Threes and Ds para sa Huskers, and perimeter gaming naman para dito sa Rob Masters.
Philippe Lamogan able to push off his defender. No offensive foul was called. Getting the 2 points para sa Batangas City. 21-20. Lagrama in the two-man game with Christian Bunyag. Abundo fakes out Panyamogan. Abundo inches closer and gets the deuce.
So far, Abundo's been making the right reads off of him. Earlier, defense sag, took the 3. This time around, close out, put the ball on the floor, and see what else he can do.
5 points in the game for the former San Juan Knight. Panyamogan down to the corner to Levy Hernandez. Apinan will set the screen. Levy to the flashing Mark Cruz. Sees fellow former JRU heavy bomber MJ De La Virgen on the right wing, and there's an entanglement between Jexter Apinan and Simon Sandagon. Mukhang nagkamustahan muna.
Kung sabi nila, ang tagal natin hindi naglaro. Anong May pa yun? Ngayon na tayo nagkita ulit.
Take a look at what happened. Sandagon and Apinan trying to jostle for position underneath the basket. At di na nagkatanggalan ng kapit ang parehong player doon. I think crew chief Julius Tikio was there.
But I'm sure both coaches, Coach Cholo and Coach Eric, would love to see their players, you know, getting in there and figuring out in rebound action.
23-20 is the count. Wala pang 2 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating pangalawang yugto. Unti-unti nang napupuno ang Lucena Convention Center, a new venue of the Quezon Huskers, courtesy of Mayor Mark Alcala. Abundo gets into their front court. This is a small backcourt that the Huskers are playing with at this point.
That's right.
Bunyag sets the high ball screen, twists it. Lagrama still has it against De La Virgen. Lagrama leaves it for Bunyag. Short jumper, no. Apinan taps it to De La Virgen.
That's what I was mentioning earlier, Javi. Multiple dribbles on the Husker side makes it even more difficult to execute. Unlike in that first game in the regular season, they just keep on passing, just like this one here. Good feed to Apinan.
That was maybe, I think, 3 dribbles at most, and that last half-court set after De La Virgen was able to push it down into their front court para sa Batangas City. Pero isa pa rin ang hinahabol nila dito. Apinan tried to gamble for the steal. Ends up with Abundo. Bunyag tried to go down low at the baseline to Simon Sandagon, but there's going to be a foul called against Jexter Apinan.
Boy, that one's tough.
Pero tingnan muna natin itong play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. Valoria to Cruz to Apinan in that last play para sa Batangas City, Tanduay Rum Masters.
And the gravity of John Valoria allowing multiple defenders to come in, and once he gave that up to Mark with a vision to see Apinan on the other end for that free layup shot.
Lagama breaks away from the defense of MJ De La Virgen. Tamsi trying to curl on that left side, so is Abundo. Lagrama will take it from 3 and make it. He is certainly a crowd favorite here. Ito si Topeng Lagrama.
Oh, definitely. He's feeding a lot of his energy and his contribution from the crowd. Understanding you're playing on a home court with the guys supporting you. But multiple dribbles, kung ganun naman ang result, okay na rin yan.
But the answer coming from Sniper de Mexico, Levy Hernandez, getting it from the left wing, putting Batangas within 1 once again.
Yeah, and this is a different Levy Hernandez here in the playoffs. He's just so confident with his attacks. Offensively, even shots from the outside. Ooh.
Naiwan si Mark Cruz doon sa last play. Referee Carol Guay will be checking out that last sequence as we take a look at this 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And every time you see a shooter give up that ball to the wing from the top, you have to anticipate a flare cut. Exactly what Levy did right there.
26-25, Quezon ahead by a point. 6 minutes and 40 still to play here in the first half. There you see assistant coach Richie Dixon giving out instructions to the 5 on the floor. Opiso, Sandagon, Lagrama, Abundo, and Tamsi. Not your usual 5 that you go with if you're Coach Eric Gonzalez, but for matchup purposes and more so for defensive purposes, I think this is the reason why he's gone with this 5.
That's right. And you like how both these teams are actually performing right now. Magkaiba yung pinanggagalingan ng mga puntos nila. Batangas, because of the offensive rebounds, gets a lot from the perimeter. Samantalang dito naman sa Quezon, those 6 3-pointers really help their scoring production. And mind you, Batangas hasn't gone to the line yet.
While Quezon has gone 6 times in this game, only shooting 2 out of those 6 attempts. Points in the paint has been dominated by the Rum Masters, 12-4.
A lot of that has to do with offensive rebound. So, kaya kanina nagkakaroon ng hawakan eh.
There's a call made against Simon Sandagon. So it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. And that's why Mark Cruz will be trooping to the free throw line for 2 free throws. As ball possession para sa Batangas City, Tanduay Rum Masters. Lander Cannon will make his first entry into the game para sa Quezon.
Yeah, that's one guy that I expected would be seeing action here para sa Huskers. Why? Because back in the regular season, they had Will Gossom, and Will was really good in that game until that injury later in the fourth quarter. But Landon's got to step up to that plate in lieu of the contributions of Will Gossom.
0 out of 2 para kay Mark Cruz. Coach Solo signaling the next play para sa Batangas City. I have De La Virgen, Baloria, Hernandez, Ablaza joining Mark Cruz on the floor. The flex action here para sa Batangas City. Hernandez meets the basketball. Banal is on him like a leech, but Hernandez able to get the step. That's a foul against Gab.
And that's tough. I mean, if you're going to have Levy Hernandez receive the ball on the left side of the floor with that middle lane open, his right hand is the strongest hand, and he's got enough power to absorb contact inside.
John Ambuluto will check back in para kay Mark Cruz. It was Cruz who has had a better start in this game, but Ambuluto will try to redeem himself by checking back in. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Free throw shooting has not been very good for both squads in this game.
Right. And I'm sure Levy Hernandez would got to get some retribution after that 1 out of 9 performance against Quezon in the regular season.
Second free throw halfway down, but still missing itong si Levy. Batangas is now 0 out of 4. Abundo on the right side. Banal asking for it. Banal being defended by Seth Ablaza. Opiso, that's his spot.
Yeah. That really is the best version of Opiso. Catch and shoot anywhere within 15 to 16 feet from the rim.
That's how he was able to get his rise here in the MPBL, playing for the Marikina Shoemasters. Almost stepped on the baseline there, John Ambuluto did. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hernandez has it on top. Hernandez will take it from way downtown. That's off the back iron. Abundo able to snatch it away from Jong Baloria.
Thankfully, Abundo kept himself busy to close out that defense with a defensive rebound.
Gabanal drives middle, goes to the corner. Abundo, good step back three, overshoots the mark. A lot of bodies falling to the ground here after rebound plays.
Right. They understand the value of the rebounds in this game. I said right here for 3.
Ablaza all nylon on that shot. Batangas City back in the lead, and once again, two players from opposite sides getting entangled after a shot.
Alam mo, tingin ko, Happy, dalawang rason lang yan eh. Naintindihan nila maganda nilaro ni Ambuluto. While this 3 on the way by Ablaza. And at the same time, Philander Conan was there to pick up where Will goes on that ball.
And you know, that's part of the gamesmanship that I'm sure Quezon is trying to go with in this game.
Right.
Especially with a guy like John Ambuluto, who had a spectacular series against Parañaque.
Yeah, tsaka lalo na sa side ng Huskers, you know, they realize the value of boxing out, because if you get the rebound, it's either a fast break the other way, if it's defensive rebound, if it's an offensive rebound, possible stick back. And so you gotta control the boards if you want to win game 1 here for the Huskers.
Pardon me, a spectacular series against South Cotabato.
Yeah. Ibang klase rin yun.
Past the halfway point of the second quarter, Gonzalez is back in the game for Quezon. LJ sees Ambuluto in front of him, tries to get past him, falls to the ground. He still has the basketball. This is going to be a jump. Possession arrow pointing the side of Batangas City.
And babalik tayo dun sa minimension kanina, Happy, about multiple dribbles. I mean, you know, 2 dribble pull-up, but multiple dribbles going the left side of the floor, especially the middle. Magka-crash yung depensa ng Rum Masters, and make it difficult for you to make anything out of it.
CJ Isid setting up the table here for the white shirts. Eventually uses 2 screens. Isid dumps it off. Ambuluto couldn't get to it. Lagrama now looks up.
The space was too tight for John to receive that ball.
Lagrama swings to LJ. Gonzalez down low to Gabanal.
No middle.
Gonzalez picks it up. Baseline drive, gets bumped. He will take 2 shots.
And so far, clearly, the Rum Masters are giving no middle action inside the paint for the Huskers. They know that if the ball gets in there, the shooters are going to be waiting outside. It's going to be pressure on the defense of the Rum Masters.
LJ Gonzalez at the line for the first time today. 6 points currently sa ating laro. He's played over 6 minutes in this game. There you see his season average, and his average in that division semifinal series against the Parañaque Patriots, coach, really a dip in his numbers in that series.
That's right. And primarily because he was delegated more to a facilitator and an assist and a defending guy. And rebounding too.
So he has always been known to be an all-around player, talking about LJ Gonzalez. But if they are to dispose of this Batangas City squad, they're going to need his contributions offensively.
That is right. And one thing that's very evident in that regular season game was that LJ kept pushing the pace. And he feels he's got advantage on speed and pace versus the guards of the Rum Masters. But so far, the Rum Masters says, no, you got a different plan for you today.
Hernandez spins on Ibanez, loses it. Banal has Minerva leaking out. Minerva was stopped in his tracks by CJ Isit. That's good recovery for Batangas City.
And really, come playoffs, defense has got to be a premium for any team if you want to come home with a title.
Alam ko naman na gasgas na to, coach. Pero after all, defense wins championships.
That is right.
Hernandez meets the block. Hernandez could not hit.
Those are another good look.
Apiso to LJ. Banal back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez now isolated against Isit. Kicks it out. Ibanez.
Oh, wow.
Tried to get it to Banal. Ochea being blocked by Banal. It's gonna go to the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Kaya naman nag-timeout muna dito si Coach Cholo Villanueva. Ang timeout na ito ay inihandog sa inyo ng MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Check out our fan of the game, brought to you by GE Skin. One of the beautiful faces here in the venue at the Lucena Convention Center, ang pinakabagong home court ng Quezon Huskers, of course, courtesy of Mayor Mark Alcala. We're live here for the first time this season. Quezon Huskers trying to win Game 1 over the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters in our Southern Division Championship, our 2024 National Finals. The first two games will be held in Dubai. Yes, mga kaliga, you heard that right. It will be held in Dubai. Game 1 and Game 2 on December 1 and 3 respectively at the Al Nassr Club in Dubai, UAE.
And I'm sure our Filipino basketball junkies and fans out there in Dubai are really excited to see the finals, Game 1 and Game 2, to happen right there.
The finals will be a best-of-5 affair, apart from the division finals and all the other series that we've had to start our postseason. Only best-of-3 affairs. Valoria off the timeout, able to knock it down.
So that baseline out-of-bounds set has been a staple for Coach Cholo Villanueva, having that inbounder exit corner after the pass goes inside.
Banal fumbles the basketball. Turnover para sa Quezon. Dexter Apinan, wala pa masyadong impact sa game na ito. Siya nagbaba para sa Batangas City. 2 minutes and 35 to go in the first half. Batangas City up by 3. Apinan fakes the handoff. Apinan sees Isit at the right corner. Jab step, decides to go baseline. Isit leans in and draws the foul against LJ Gonzalez.
No, I really like this version of CJ Isit. He's very aggressive, not just on defending, but even on trying to get attempts and scoring.
Take a look at that last play off the timeout. Jong Baloria getting the pass from fellow lefty Dexter Apinan, and the arrows are out for the former Perpetual Health Altas.
Yan yung pinag-uusapan natin na edge na binibigay ni Jong Baloria para dito sa Batangas team. And, his energy and the way that he plays.
We'd like to greet Rizal Golden Coolers guard Alvin Alday, who's watching from Australia, and Coach JR Casino Kings. Happy viewing sa inyo at sa lahat na nanonood sa atin sa MPTV Channel 19 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Dexter Apinan will now troop to the line. Not really known for his free throw shooting. It doesn't Dexter Apinan.
Yep. That's been a struggle. Well, for the most part, para dito sa Batangas from Masters, because they rarely get to go to the free throw line.
Batangas is now 2 out of 6, make that 3 out of 7 after the split by Dexter Apinan. He extends their advantage to 4 points, 33-29, with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first half.
MPBL Partners, ang kaliga ng mga Pilipino. MPBL Partners, extreme demands of club appliances. And our official outfitter, New Summer Max, with the Max, the official online entertainment partner. Daily Fantasy, the Daily Fantasy sports partner of the MPBL. Follow them for the real game at the official victory call. JPC, Suzuki, the official partner of the MPBL.
Game 2 of the best of 3 series sa ating North Division Finals between the Pampanga Giant Lanterns and the San Juan Knights will be held at the Brenzy Giao Convention Center on Monday. So abangan niyo po yan ang Game 2 ng serye na tumatampok sa San Juan Knights at Pampanga Giant Lanterns. The Giant Lanterns winning Game 1 yesterday in the home floor of the San Juan Knights at the Philoel Eco Oil Center.
Well, needless to say, the first team that wins at home would eventually advance. And so San Juan want to recover and take it back home in San Juan venue.
Our VIP row led by our beloved Commissioner Captain Marbel Kenneth Duremdes, joined by Operations Chief Emerson Areta, Security Head Rudy Distrito, and some other Quezon VIPs. Batangas City already making its 4th appearance in the division finals here in the South.
Yeah, kaya very clearly a message ni Coach Cholo is that we want a different ending to this journey. They want to get to that title, get to the finals. Oh!
Abundo has been hot from 3 in this game.
And he's just been really even killed, just focused, understanding what the situation is. You don't have a guy on you, you're free, you're able to take that shot and go take it.
That's the 7th conversion from downtown for the Huskers sa laro na to. 3rd para kay Alvin Abundo. Ablaza swings it to the left. Valoria, step back, trifecta on the way, too strong. Rebound goes out of bounds. It will stay with Batangas City.
And that's one guy right there, Don Ochea, that you really would have to love in your team. Meantime, that was this 3 by Abundo having.
Abundo knocking it down from distance. Really providing quality minutes off that Quezon bench for Coach Eric Gonzalez.
Agreed. This is the same play. They're gonna get that corner 3.
Valoria with a hand in his face. This time it's off to the left. Apiso pulls it down.
That time around, medyo naging conscious na ang Quezon Huskers. Alam nilang i-exit dun sa labas si Valoria at ilunahan na nila.
Ibanez calling for a screen. Apiso is the one to set it. Ibanez crossover. Ibanez emergency pass. Valoria was right there. Unfortunately, he runs out of space to save it comfortably.
Talagang they've scouted Quezon real good. Every time there's a paint touch, you have to understand there's going to be most probably a kick out. And so you have to anticipate that.
There's another timeout called on the floor, this time by Coach Eric Gonzalez and the Quezon Huskers. 1 minute and 7 seconds play here in the first half. Let's talk about John Ampoluto. 3.8 points per game the whole regular season, coach. But in that game 3 against the South Cotabato Warriors, he stepped up big time. 18 points in that rubber match.
Ang napakalaki ng kinontribute na ni John Ambuluto. I mean, he's just been all over the place. He didn't mind getting hurt because of the physicality. At sobrang sipag niya, crashing those rebounds and trying to give his team another attempt at the rim. So he's really been a valuable guy. And you expect that he performs the same way here against the Huskers.
Especially vital when Seda Blaza fouled out early in the second half. Boluto was the one who gave them production from the front line, ending up with 18 points as I just mentioned. Kaya lang sa laro na to, di pa masyado nakakapuntos si John Boluto. It's Mark Cruz who has been the more active guy in the front court para dito sa Batangas City here in the first half.
And so far, si Mark Cruz, very valuable din yung naging minutes niya dito. He's played only 7 minutes, but he's been really good. Matter of fact, he's an 8 in terms of player efficiency rating.
Welcome back to the second quarter of Game 1 of this division finals between Batangas City and Quezon. CJ Isit finishing on the break off a turnover by Quezon.
A couple of lefties giving them another point of a turnover that they forced for the Rum Masters.
Isit now with 11 points in this game. Score is 36-32. Abundo, fall-away jumper with one leg. Spectacular showing in terms of scoring in this game para kay Alvin Abundo.
Yeah, and that just really is something that you appreciate. Abundo showing up here in game number 1 of this series.
He brings a lot of championship experience to this Quezon squad. Baloria launches from the outside, way off the mark. Apinan picks it up. Banal tries to strip it from him. That's going to go the way of Quezon. Lagrama will be pulled from the bench, as well as Judel Fuentes. Take a look at this fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max.
Doon makikita mo talaga yung anticipation ni Jexter Apinan. He knew that there was going to be a pass back to Banal, and then down the floor, waited for the defense to commit before he gave it up to CJ for that layup.
One of the best in terms of steals league-wide. Ito si Jexter Apinan. He has been in that leaderboard for a few years now.
He's actually the leading steals guy para dito sa Batangas with almost 2 per game.
Onila Rim and Donachea coming in, as well as Seda Blaza para naman kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. So both coaches shuffling their players for the last 10 seconds of this first half. Lagrama uses the Banal screen instead of the Abundo one. Lagrama spins away from Blaza. Lagrama puts it up. He will not allow continuation. It's gonna be a foul laban kay Seda Blaza.
And one thing's clear here. See this drive by Topeng? Clearly that arm around the neck of Topeng Lagrama. They're not allowing any middle penetrations para dito sa Huskers. And every time there's a guy that would want to go middle, you immediately see a Rum Master right there defending the paint. You're not going middle. You got to go left.
Kind of difficult if you're Seda Blaza when you see a guy like Topeng Lagrama going downhill against you and then spinning away. Tapos ganun lang kaliit.
Correct. Next, ang mabigat dun, Javi, is that Topeng had the maturity to understand wala yung kaliwa, I will stop, I will jump stop, spin middle, and that's when he caught that defense late, eventually a foul by Ablaza.
Many people thought that Topeng Lagrama was only going to be a guy to dazzle the crowd, but he has had games wherein he has showed good decision-making that has brought them a lot of success this season.
Well, you wouldn't want a game if you're Batangas to see Topeng Lagrama getting involved and pumping up this crowd and giving them the 6-man energy of this venue.
He is the crowd favorite. Let's listen in to Coach Cholo Villanueva.
Seconds.
draw, and gun. Right? So what they want is you're screaming, gun, you're going. Pero hindi ko na tayo. Hanap talaga natin ready on the back pit. Kung meron doon, go. You just heard the huddle of the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. They take possession with 3.4 seconds remaining. It has been a standstill here in the second quarter, just like what we ended up at the end of the first 10 minutes of action in the first quarter.
Yeah. And I tell you, for all those aspiring coaches right there, you gotta observe how Coach Cholo did that. Really clear, really calm.
Baloria receives the inbound. Baloria able to get it to Arim. Arim will take it near the half line. That's nowhere near getting into the basket, and that will do it. We're back to square one once again, Coach Mike.
Yeah, this is really tightly battled between these two. I mean, parang nag-offset lang from a stat line perspective. You make a 2 points, Batangas, we're gonna hit you with a 3. So, you know, really good basketball so far we're seeing in this series versus the Quezon Huskers and Batangas.
36 all. Once again, our score at the half. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya's. That is the most spectacular one-punch set of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career. And he fights his way off and goes down again. Straight left lands for Manny. Does he have Cotto in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he fires the straight left hand. And there's the punching now. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hands. This is why we use the word sensation.
Back here at the Lucena Convention Center for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. We are at the half of Game 1 of our Southern Division Finals between the Quezon Huskers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. My name is Andrea Endicio, and right now, we will be having our halftime interview together with Sir Gilbert Alea, the Assistant Team Manager of Batangas, and of course, Assistant Coach Jeric Teng of the Quezon Huskers. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me here at the half. At unahin ko na muna si Sir Gilbert. Sir Gilbert, can you tell us more about what happened for the past 2 days? Because I know napakabilis po ng mga pangyayari para sa inyong koponan, and yet they are playing like parang wala silang nararamdamang pagod.
Yes, last week we are bring up elimination from South Cotabato. 1 loss and we are out. But miracle happens. It's all because of our kababayan, Batangueños, na talagang sumusuporta sa amin. Since then, talagang aming goal talaga is may pagmalaki ng mga Batangueño, ilaban ng mga Batangueño, at maging proud ng mga Batangueño.
And I can see that you guys brought some support all the way from Batangas. Baka gusto niyo po silang pasalamatan at baka meron pa po kayong mga gustong batiin.
Yes, again, I'd like to thank, of course, our Congressman, our number one supporter, Congressman Marvin Merino, Mayor Beverly Dimacuha, our team owner, Lucio Tan III, mga batang fans, Batang Duay Fans Club and supporters, my cousin, Governor Helen Tan of Quezon, Congressman Mike Tan, Doc Kim Tan, may parek pinsan na RD Ronel Tan, my wife, Dr. Mary Rosalea, yung mga Tagalagilan, and of course, sa lahat ng mga Batanggenyo na sumusuporta sa Batang Duay, mabuhay po tayo lahat.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, Sir Gilbert Alea. Punta naman tayo sa aking kanan. And Coach Jeric, from ranking 5th last season, you guys are playing now sa ating South Division Finals. Gaano po kalaki itong growth na ito para sa inyo at para sa inyong team?
Siyempre napakalaga po ito para sa team namin at siyempre para po sa buong lalawigan ng Quezon dahil ang goal naman ng team namin is to give inspiration to our kababayan, kaya talagang lagi namin pinupursue excellence. We want to improve and hopefully we want to give them a championship ngayong MPBL season.
And Coach, different venue, same amount of love and support. I'm sure you have a lot to thank.
Siyempre, una na rin pagbati sa lahat ng mga nandito po ngayon sa venue natin. They made time to watch our game, to support us. Gayon din po sa lahat ng nanonood at sumusuporta sa buong Quezon. Alam namin na todo ang support tayo sa team. Pagdasal po natin yung team. Siyempre, pasalamat po sa mga team owners namin na walang sawang sumuporta sa amin. Sa panguna ni Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, Doc Kim Tan, si Boss RD Ronel Tan, Dr. Kate, si Kobe, si Malik, si Attorney Don Capuna, lagi siya sa amin hands-on. Siyempre po si Mayor Ralph Lim, one of our owners. And siyempre po, binabati ko rin po ang mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaka. Happy Fiesta po ng San Diego de Alcala. Makita-kita po tayo dyan sa mga susunod na araw. Maraming salamat po.
Alright, thank you so much po. And that's it for our halftime interview. Mga kaliga, wag po kayong bibitaw. More action when we return.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
We're at the half here between the Quezon Huskers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters in Game 1 of your Southern Division Finals. Live from our newest venue here in Quezon, the Lucena Convention Center. We are all tied up at 36 apiece. CJ Isit has been leading the way for the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters in terms of scoring. You can see the flights of people that have arrived in droves to support their home squad, the Quezon Huskers, in their quest to make a spot in the national championship. 36 all after 2 quarters. Coach Mike, our numbers after the first two quarters rather, and both teams just really going on a game of runs sa ating laro.
Well, the percentage is very similar to how the regular season went, but makikita mo dito ang difference is yung +8 na attempts para dito sa Batangas City. A lot of that is driven because of the rebounds and the offensive rebounds. You see there, 22 rebounds, half of that is offensive para dito sa Batangas, which really led to 12 second chance points. However, if you look at Quezon, they are still really primarily a 3-point shooting team, and that's one of the things that's really keeping them in this game.
They had 7 out of 14 in that first half. During their first meeting in the regular season, Quezon shot 12 out of 32 from 3-point country. That's 37.5%. This time they're shooting at the staggering 50% clip, with the likes of Mon Alvin Abundo knocking it down from the outside. Topeng Lagrama also had his moments, as well as Nino Ibanez from the great beyond. As I mentioned earlier, CJ Iset leads the way in terms of scoring para dito sa Batangas City.
Yeah, and it's really just been a good start para kay CJ. He wanted that ball. Once he got it, he knew, understand what it was going to do. He's going to knock it down from the outside, and took that shot very calmly without any hesitation.
Levy Hernandez, Mark Cruz, Jong Balorio completing the cast of the leading scorers for the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. No Sed Dablaza yet on the board para dito sa kuponan ni Coach Cholo Villanueva. Samantala sa kabila naman, it's Alvin Abundo leading the way with 10 points. Lagrama has 8, Gonzalez has 7, while Opiso has 4 on 2 short jumpers in that first half.
Well, in terms of bench points, really that's the thing. I see this comparison right here between these two teams. Halos lahat pareho, but what's clearly shown hit there would be yung points allowed, which is a +4 para dito sa Quezon. They're a better defending team against Batangas. Samantalang ang Batangas naman may advantage ng konti pagdating sa assists.
Quezon is the best defensive squad in the league. Let's see how they can be able to limit the Rum Masters in the second half. As we now have our third quarter underway, Banal, Bunyag, Opiso, Alcala, and Gonzalez starting anew for the Quezon Huskers here in the third quarter. Gonzalez takes the 3. That one's off the mark. Valoria, Ablaza, Isit, Ochea, and Ambaluto, the 5 on the floor to begin things here in the second half para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. Isit turns the corner. Isit goes for the stretch. Ambaluto gets the offensive rebound. Ambaluto gets 3 orange shirts. There's a foul against Christian Bunyag.
And again, you're gonna go back to clearing boards offensively para dito sa Batangas, and no guy boxing out John Ambaluto. Bunyag is supposed to be the guy that's to locate where John is so that he prevents that offensive rebound.
Batangas had 11 offensive rebounds in the first half. They now have 12 after that offensive board by John Ambaluto. Ablaza now isolated at the corner against Topiso. 8 on the shot clock. Ablaza with a hook shot. Ablaza gets the bounce.
Ablaza is not really a very flashy player. He stays very fundamentally sound, so as soon as he gets into his spots, he knows what to do.
5 points in the game for Sed Ablaza to go with his 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Alcala being bothered by CJ Isit. He gives it up to Gonzalez. LJ trying to get past Valoria. He stays in front of him. Alcala. One-hander will not work.
Oh, wow.
Bunyag is denied access by Don Ochea, but apparently crew chief Julius Tico says that there is a foul against the former Adamson Soaring Falcon.
Yeah, now if you're Coach Eric, you love that effort by Christian Bunyag. Gives you an offensive rebound and another crack at the basket.
We'd like to greet happy viewing to Mama Bell, Teddy, and Enzo, avid fans of the Quezon Huskers. Maraming salamat sa iyong pagdalo sa ating coverage for Game 1 of the Southern Division Finals between the Batangas City, Tanduay Rum Masters, and the Quezon Huskers here at the Lucena City Convention Center. Abby Palaño on the call, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indiso at courtside. Bunyag able to sink the second, 1 out of 2 on that trip, 38-37.
I want to say a quick happy viewing also to Vincent Harder of the Muntinlupa Cagers, intensely watching this game between these two teams.
Ablaza from downtown, that's off to the left. Ochea with another offensive rebound. Clear push against Mark Alcala.
That's a push. Pero, you know, kahit na meron ganun tulak, nakikita mo ang sipag pa rin kumuha talaga ng offensive rebound, no? Imagine if there wasn't that call, then would have been another attempt para dito sa Batangas. You gotta clear out the defensive boards to end up your defensive stance.
Gonzalez calls out the play. Piso hands it off to Banal. Gab still yet to develop a rhythm in this game offensively. Bunyag with a hook shot. That's another push on Ochea. Very clear. It's 3 straight fouls on Don Ochea.
No, he's too valuable to be picking up those fouls real quick. And so, might we see Chris Porter coming in later on? Maybe. Or Mark Cruz.
There seems to be no sign yet from Coach Cholo Villanueva to replace Don Ochea. So Ochea will be staying in with those 3 personal fouls. Baseline throw-in para sa Quezon. Shot clock reset to 14. Gonzalez swings it to the left.
They want to post up CJ.
That's with Gapanal of Pisa now with a shot. Isit gets to it first ahead of Mayor Mark Alcala. Ablaza asking for it. Isit doesn't oblige. Isit is decked to the ground. It's going to be a foul against the honorable mayor of Lucena City.
I like how CJ Isit is actually mixing it up on how he attacks the rack. That time around, didn't go middle, went to the right side of the floor.
I'm happy to see CJ Isit being this aggressive.
Yes.
Especially now, here in Game 1 of the Division Finals, where it's just a best-of-3 affair. Valoria with a push shot. That's 2 points para sa Batangas City.
Well, a guy on a dunker spot against the zone, that's always what's gonna happen. Lalo na kung meron siyang range from that spot.
Pressure defense being applied in the backcourt by the Rum Masters. LJ Gonzalez almost turned it over. And here he is, setting up and initiating the offense for the orange shirts.
Spain.
Gabanal pops out, open 3, no.
Well, you could see that Spain action already. Immediately nag-align and nag-calibrate ito si Bunyag and si Gabanal on the same side of the floor. You know that Gab's gonna rise up off that Spain action.
Banal is 0 out of 3 from the field.
Right.
Still scoreless in this game.
After being really good in the regular season game against Batangas.
He led the way in scoring sa laro na yun. 20 points para kay Gabanal. Meanwhile, the dipsy 2 para kay John Valoria.
Well, so far, one thing's clear. The left-handed guards of Batangas has been a problem defensively coverage para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
Banal, can he finally make something happen? Yes, sir, he finds an opening. That's a left-hand scoop para kay Banal.
Nakita mo si Don Ochea, he was a little bit frustrated because there had to be help down low, which happens to be John Ambuluto. Didn't go there, and so that layup made by the Huskers.
First 2 points of the game for Banal. Ablaza for 3. Gonzalez looking to push. Foul given up there by CJ Isit. Check out this play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki. John Valoria breaking down the initial defender and then going by the help with the reverse.
Linis ng pagkakalusot, ano? With the left hand. A little Gortat screen there by Ablaza on that drive left side of the floor for Jong.
When you say Gortat screen, what does that mean for our viewers?
It's kind of like seal screening the big man in the middle so that your guy that's penetrating for a layup gets a clear path.
Quezon with an opportunity to cut in close. Banal
Nice
sees
pass.
Sandagon wide open. That's a missed defensive assignment by Don Ochea.
Yan naman ang gusto mo kay Gab Banal. He can hit you in different ways. He's just a high IQ player that will give you anything that you need. That time around, ball up high, matic high-low.
I think with Gab playing in this loaded roster of the Quezon Huskers, many people tend to forget this guy was a former league MVP when he was still playing for Bacoor City.
That's right.
Ablaza kisses it off the glass, extending the Batangas City lead back to 3. Gonzalez looking to waste no time, pushing the tempo, but he lost it. It was slapped out of bounds. It will stay with the guys in orange. It's still a lot of time on the shot clock. Imagine it only took 5 seconds for LJ Gonzalez to push the ball up court. This is after the game ay inihandog sa inyo ng MPBL party list ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. That's Gabanal showing the goggles out. There's a challenge on the floor. The yellow light in front of Miguel Pere is now on. Looks like Coach Solo Villanueva and his squad think that it should go their way. This coach's challenge brought to you by the MPBL party list, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was inconclusive. Therefore, the challenge has been nullified.
The challenge was nullified. It was stated as inconclusive by Miguel Pere. Our officiating crew, led by crew chief Julius Tikio, has deemed it as having not enough evidence. I don't think they were able to see enough angles to validate that challenge, and that's why they have nullified it. It will stay with Quezon. Gonzalez going to Banal against Baloria. Banal leaves it for Sandagon. Sandagon goes up without the rock. That will go the other way. Quick turnover by the Quezon Huskers.
Well, that's one point of attack that Coach Eric Gonzalez has been trying earlier, to have Gabanal be on the low block against the smaller guards of Batangas. So far, they haven't milked any of it.
10-8 in terms of turnovers in this game. +2 para sa Quezon in that department. Baloria goes baseline against Fuentes. Passes it to the wrong guy. Gonzalez picks it up. Fuentes head and shoulder fake. There's a push. Offensive foul on Jadel Fuentes. Fuentes is asking for a flop.
Right. And again, we're going to go back to that discussion earlier. If it's multiple dribbles by scorers from the Huskers, they're going to have a difficult time scoring. Normally, ito si Jadel would have risen for that shot, but he wanted to challenge that defense of CJ Easy.
That's going to be the third personal foul on Jadel Fuentes. And now it's Coach Eric Gonzalez's turn to challenge that call.
And rightfully so, because he might have a case there.
44-41 ang ating tala so far. Batangas leading by 3. This coach's challenge is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. We're gonna take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Eric Gonzalez and the Quezon Huskers. Let's take a look at it again.
Oh, yeah. A little nudge with the left arm through the chest of CJ. Well, CJ was able to sell it, so he got that call.
And so Batangas City will gain possession here, trying to extend their 3-point lead. Isit Ablaza, Baloria, Ambuluto, and Ochea, the 5 on the floor para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. Show that once again on the big screen here inside the Lucena Convention Center. There you see CJ Isit able to get that offensive foul laban kay Jodel Fuentes. And Coach Eric Gonzalez, Coach Richie Tixon, and the rest of the coaching staff of the Quezon Huskers deeming it wise to pull out Jodel Fuentes at this point, as he now has 3 personal fouls.
Right. And that call, they felt it wasn't enough force to, have CJ Isit drop that way. So they were saying it's a flop.
Ablaza wants it against Banal.
There you go.
Matchup here at this possession. Ablaza puts Banal on the floor. Ambuluto was slightly blocked there by Sandagan. I thought I heard a whistle. It's getting really loud inside the Lucena Convention Center, Coach Mike.
That's right. I thought I heard a whistle too. That's why I stopped and I was looking for where that signal was going to come. Boy, this place is really loud right now.
At saka ang ganda talaga ng pagkakagawa. Talagang ramdam na ramdam mo yung presence ng crowd.
Oo, totoo.
And many people have been telling me through chat messages, ang ganda ng register sa screen ng venue natin today.
Right. It's really very appealing to the eyes, and your audio here on the live is so good also.
44-41, di makascore doon ng Quezon. Ambuluto wants it against RJ Minerva. Ablaza looking inside, still couldn't get it to him. Puts the ball on the deck. Ablaza, kick out to Baloria. Shot clock winding down. Baloria for 3. No, sir. 2 Huskers battling it for the rebound. Abundo brings it up court. Gonzalez will initiate the offense anew. LJ wants a screen from Minerva. Gets it. Gonzalez leans in, draws the foul on John Ambuluto.
And again, it goes back to defensive rotations. There's really just no middle penetrations para dito sa Quezon Huskers. And that defensive adjustment on the side of the Rum Masters has so far stymied any attack here for the Quezon Huskers team.
And now we will see Levy Hernandez come in to check in for Don Ochea, as well as Mark Cruz to check in for John Ambuluto. Let's check in with Miss Andrea Endicio.
Sabi nga nitong si Sed Ablaza, kung ang Quezon Huskers ay may home court advantage, kami, we have our experience as our advantage. Being in this position, not just once, not just twice, but for the 3rd consecutive time, sabi nga ni Coach J.R. Aquino, isipin mo na lang yung ma-broken-hearted ka ng 2 beses. Tatatluhin mo pa ba? Besides, more than being tired, mas ramdam daw nila yung adrenaline at yung energy from their previous games. Kwento nga ni Jong Baloria, after ng kanilang panalo, everybody was having a hard time sleeping. Yung tipong nakapatay na ang ilaw, lahat nakahiga na at 2 a.m. Bigla na lang may sisigaw ng hindi ako makatulog. At ang tugon ng lahat, ako rin. Have you ever felt that? Have you and Coach Mike?
Definitely. A lot of times actually.
Oh.
Pag talaga maglalaro ka ng ganitong oras tapos grabe pa yung naging celebration nyo. I mean, of course, coming from a game of that magnitude,
correct,
it's really very hard to sleep.
And I like that Andrea mentioned about yung experience, that advantage para dito sa Batangas. team. And you got to go back to that previous series also with South Cotabato Warriors. It showed the resiliency of Batangas. They got beat bad in game number 1, came back in game number 2, and closed out game number 3. Mind you, that was a very close series up until that time that the final buzzer sounded when we saw Batangas advancing into the South Finals.
We're witnessing a very close game here. We're tied once again at 44 after those 2 free throws by LJ Gonzalez. Abby Balanya joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endiso. You just heard her a while ago. Baloria ups the drive inside. Tough-looking jumper. Still makes it. John Baloria.
He practically had nowhere to go. Up high on the wing, that defense was really up on him. But he was still able to manufacture that shot against the bigger defender down low.
Banal kicks it out. Gonzalez, the extra pass. Abundo to Minerva. Stolen by Isit. CJ is pushing. Isit goes for the body, and he will be fouled. He will go to the line for 2 shots.
And much better ball movement right there by Quezon. Kaya lang na-anticipate ni CJ Isit yung drive na yung pasa na yon on that right side of the floor.
CJ Isit has been a very valuable asset for Batangas City in this game.
And so far, he's been, to me, the X factor for Batangas. Had he not started that strong in that first quarter run, it would have been a different story altogether.
That free throw by CJ Isit was brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
And you see him very vocal after making that the first free throw. He says, "Get 1 stop after this."
Isit is perfect at the free throw line. Jason Piso will come back in para sa Quezon. RJ Minerva uupo muna. No team has led by more than 7 points in this game. We've had 6 deadlocks and 8 lead changes. Under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And CJ Isit has been very solid at the point for Batangas, but we've rarely seen MJ De La Virgen on the floor.
Abundo with a hand in his face. No problem. Yes, sirree.
If the regular season game looked like a one-on-one between Gab Banal and Ablasa, this time around it's CJ versus Abundo.
This is a battle between 2 former Sanmon Knights at the point guard position. CJ Isit and Alvin Abundo.
Oh, look at that defense there by Tamsi.
Shot clock at 2. Apinan doesn't really take threes. He misses that one. Tried to go glass. Not sure if that was intentional. He stepped on the sideline. Donochea did.
And who made that happen? That guy number 29, Abundo. He just went after Donochea on that play and tried to make it difficult for him to give it up.
Tingnan natin ang nangyari doon. This was the 3-point shot by Alvin Abundo. Quite a late closeout there by Mark Cruz. Abundo doesn't really need a lot of time and space in launching those threes.
Yeah, and that was a good read off that switch. That defense came in late. You have your range. You got to knock it down.
If this shot goes in, the crowd's going to come alive here inside the Lucena Convention Center. It missed, but you could see everybody here now even more engaged as Quezon is just within a point.
That's right, and so far this game's been back and forth. For the most part, it was Batangas actually leading the way, but Quezon just really keeps coming back. And with Abundo inserted in here, brings just a different energy. But again, it goes back. You got to make your free throws.
Quezon now 9 out of 17 from the charity stripe. Simon Sandagon missing on the first. There you see fans of the Quezon Huskers, some of them having those clipboards or posters of their faces.
Yeah.
Printouts of their faces. Abundo, another 3 on the way. He misses. Apiso ends up with it. Sandagon is fouled. He will go to the line for 2 shots. It is getting oh so loud here inside the Lucena Convention Center. I'm loving it, Coach Mike. I don't know about you.
I do. I mean, the crowd's loving this energy coming from the Huskers on this offensive rebound scheme. Look at that. Ball was moving. They were locating guys who were free. Simon Sandagon got fouled on that because the rotation on the defense of Apinan came in late.
there you see team manager attorney Don Rico Capunan.
Oh, wow.
Sandagon hits his third point of the game. We're all tied up again. 7th deadlock of this game.
And we are affirming the audio here is really good, especially with the crowd going nuts.
Sandagon missing on the second. There's a foul against Batangas City.
Wow, this is 3 straight possessions already. It somehow appears to be empty for Batangas. They couldn't secure the defensive rebound, couldn't run the other way.
There's the hold on Mark Cruz. Kaya sana tawagan ng foul dito. Abundo will be taking these 2 shots.
I don't know if I saw that correctly. It's like what's called an X-rebound for the Huskers, meaning those 2 single rebounders on each side actually exchange spots as that shot goes in. And so the other team a bit confused kung sino iba-box out nila.
Well, you know, this coaching staff of Coach Eric Gonzalez that has Coach Richie Dingson and Coach Nash Rosella, among others, have not been afraid to try new things in the game of basketball.
And that's what you love about this series. Both teams actually well coached, and they've got a really good team also on the floor.
Coach Sola Villanueva is quite disappointed with that last play, that last call made by crew chief Julius Tigio. He's still trying to plead his case here, but he should be careful. Baka mapatawagan pa ng technical itong bench ng Batangas City. Timeout muna tayo. This timeout is brought to you by the MPBL Party List ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Welcome back to the Lucena Convention Center. Well, Alvin Abundo has been burning the nets. 15 points to lead all scorers in this match. 5 out of 7 from the field, 3 out of 5 from three-point country, together with 5 rebounds. The former Sunman Knight has been dueling it out with another former Sunman Knight in CJ Isit in this game. We'd like to greet the 19,000 viewers that we have watching right now on Facebook and the 13,000 viewers on YouTube.
And this is how much anticipated the series has been between the Quezon Huskers and Batangas. Another foul right here called. Pero you mentioned kanina the numbers of Abundo. It's really the 15 points, the efficiency, coupled that with the rebounds. It just shows in more than one ways it's really helped the Quezon Huskers come back here.
Levy Hernandez sinks the first free throw. 50-49. Hernandez so far with 7 points in this game. Free throw story, 12 out of 22 para sa Quezon, while Batangas is shooting 7 out of 24. We're all tied up again, Coach.
That's right. And that +7 difference on the free throw made has actually, got us to this point.
Opiso swings it to the left. Tamsi
good shot.
Fakes out the 3 inches closer near the line. Is there another foul? It seems that there was another foul called on that baseline.
Yeah, that was
this time against Quezon.
Right. I think that was on Abundo. I understand he tried to clip the arm. Was that Mark Cruz or Don Ochea?
I think it's Ochea. Ochea now trooping to the charities, trying to take those 2 free throws. Ochea picked up 3 quick fouls early here in the third quarter. It's a gamble that Coach Cholo is willing to make by inserting him at this point of the game with 1 minute and 16 remaining dito sa ating pangatlong yugto.
Ayun, matter of tiwala na yan sa player mo na, okay, understand, may foul trouble situation tayo, wag ka nang fa-foul. You gotta defend without fouling, and he trusts his players to do that.
Ochea just scored his first point of the game. But he does have 5 rebounds. 2 for 2 para kay Don Ochea. Lead back with Batangas. Topeng Lagrama is back in the game para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Sandagon sees a seam in the defense. Sandagon finishes with the left hand.
And that's the second time so far in this game we've seen a guy with the ball going downhill unstopped by the defense of Batangas. I'm sure Coach Cholo is not going to be happy with that.
De la Virgen to Levy Hernandez. Sniper Demeco being guarded by Al Francis Tamsi. Cross court, De la Virgen. He is not afraid of those kinds of shots. Offensive rebound to Don Ochea. That's his 6th. De la Virgen across the lane to Mark Cruz near the elbow. That's money on the jumper para kay Mark Cruz.
Two guys really have impressed me so far for the side of the Batangas. Mark Cruz and CJ Easit. Those guys are not afraid in the moment.
54 to 52. About a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Opiso. He had his foot on the line. Hernandez with the aggressive board. Last shot time para dito sa mga nakaputi. De la Virgen being given some pressure by Lagrama. Shovels a pass that was intended for Cruz. That was slapped out of bounds. But last touch on Jexter Apingan. May 1 segundo. 1.2 to be exact actually for the Quezon Huskers to try and make an attempt for one final shot here in the third. Gabanal has checked in. The pitch ahead. That's nowhere near the rim, and that's gonna do it. Batangas City with a slight edge at the end of quarter number 3. It has been a very close ball game dito sa Game 1 ng ating serye between Batangas City and Quezon. Let's take a look at the highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, really got them back. It's the better ball movement para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Of course, you insert back in Abundo, really provided that firepower inside. But again, the non-hesitation on the shot opportunities for Mark Cruz, CJ Easit. Those guys have really risen to the occasion. And this is the first time we're seeing a team up at the end of the quarter.
Once again, the score at the end of the 3 quarters, 54 to 52. Fourth and final quarter sa aming pagbabalik. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. We welcome you back to Game 1 of the Southern Division Finals between the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters and the Quezon Huskers, live from the newest venue of Team Quezon here at the Lucena Convention Center, where we have 4,000 in attendance dito sa loob ng ating venue. And once again, we'd also like to greet our viewers, the 19,000 watching on YouTube and the 13,000 watching on Facebook. Maraming salamat sa pagdalo sa aming coverage. Also, we'd like to give a shout out to everybody watching on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Fourth quarter now underway. Which squad will get the 1-0 lead after this game dito sa ating serye?
And again, very patient execution, half-court set. One of the best, if not the best teams on the half-court. Itong Batangas Rum Masters. They are really just reading situations on where the open spots would be and where the point of attack could possibly end up.
Apinan missing on the first free throw. The only time that the team was able to zoom ahead in this game was in that third quarter, where Batangas City finished on top 18-16, and that's why the lead is the way as it is at this point. Apinan extends it to 3. Sandagon into the front court. Sandagon carries. No, Sandagon tries to go for another one, and this time he gets the bounce.
And so far, I guess it's on Simon Sandagon to bring that ball down every time because they're really pressuring the primary ball handler on that backward inbounds. So Simon's got to make good decisions and finish strong if he wants to attack the rack.
Unconventional double high setup para sa Batangas City on that last sequence. They used Ochea and Hernandez as screeners. De La Virgen throws it away.
And once again, nandito na naman tayo sa pressure. They will give that ball to LJ and try to pressure him back. But this one's single coverage na.
It's Ochea trying to delay the attack of LJ Gonzalez. Cruz rotates on him. Banal, the open three. Banal from downtown! Bada bing, bada boom. The crowd is definitely alive here inside the Lucena Convention Center.
And that is the first time happy as you see this drive right here on the middle by Levy Hernandez. That's the first three-point basket of Quezon where we actually see a profile of what kind of three-point shooting team Quezon is.
That's only the second three-pointer for Quezon here in the second half after they got 7 in the first 2 quarters. Banal fails to go back-to-back.
Yeah, but if you're Coach Eric, aside from the made 3, it's the ball movement that you love leading up to that made 3 by Gab earlier.
De La Virgen in a 2-man game with Jexter Apinan. They kick it out to Cruz. 1 dribble pull-up. That's way off the mark. Gonzalez assessing the defense. Fuentes fakes out De La Virgen, leans closer. Apiso tried to get to it, but Ochea was there first. That's too much of a forward pass para kay De La Virgen. Ochea able to recover for Batangas City. Lot of pushing, lots of shoving. That's going to be a foul against Quezon.
One thing that you admire about that situation, sure, almost a turnover for Batangas, but you love the commitment of Don Ochea to come back and recover, understanding that there's going to be a tip back by MJ because that pass was too loud.
It could have easily just let it sail out of bounds.
Exactly. Parang, sige na, explain lang tayo, but Don Ochea has that resolve in him that, you know, I don't want to mess up this opportunity and this possession for our team.
De Blaza will come in for Jexter Apinan. Lander Cannon has also done the same para naman sa Quezon Huskers. Isid inbounds from the baseline. Sees Hernandez on the opposite corner. Hernandez is fouled to the obvious frustration of LJ Gonzalez. Both teams with 12 turnovers in this game.
Yeah. And both coaches actually using the very similar point of attack to post up with your strong wingman, in this case Levy Hernandez, against the smaller guy in LJ Gonzalez, which they've been trying to do ang Huskers naman with Gabanal and CJ Isid and the other smaller guards.
Solo Villanueva signaling half on that Batangas City sideline, probably to say that they will pressure half court.
That's a half man actually.
Pag half man, coach, ibig sabihin half zone din.
Could be.
Well, we'll see that later on as Batangas City still has the basketball with 14 seconds on their shot clock. Hernandez this time will take the 3. Good line, just too strong. Opiso.
And well defended in.
To Judel Fuentes. Fuentes having trouble with the basketball. Opiso near the elbow now with LJ Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to dance with Isid. Puts on the brakes. Gonzalez couldn't get a shot off. Can Fuentes score? He cannot. That was a good defensive sequence for the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Ending in a block by Don Ochea.
And I was going to say, it's another good defensive stop by Batangas. See this here. Dribble with the left. Not going anywhere, but Don Ochea stays with it.
58-57. Isa ang lamang ng Batangas. Isid goes through 2 screens. Isid, fall away jumper. He continues to be scintillating in this game. Talking about CJ Isid.
Well, funneling CJ Isid going the left side of the floor, I don't think would be a good idea. That guy is a left-handed player that actually has good knockdown shots from that area.
15 points in the game. 5 out of 8 from the field para kay CJ Isid. Gonzalez goes for 3. That doesn't drop.
And Batangas is gonna live with LJ taking those shots. I mean, other than Judel Fuentes or Abundo.
Hernandez stopped in his tracks by the defense. Ablaza finds a way to put it up. Ambuluto is there to keep it alive. There's a foul against the Quezon interior defense. I think that's going to go against RJ Minerva.
But the pattern is repeated, you know, Javi. Every time somebody drives para dito sa Batangas, there immediately is a second guy that crashes that board. And for the most part, it's really the big man. It happens to be John Ambuluto.
Ambuluto has been scoreless in this game in over 15 minutes of gameplay. Bumalik na dito si Alvin Abundo para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Pati na rin si Topeng Lagrama. This combination of guards in the backcourt para sa Quezon has worked for them in multiple times during the game.
Right. And the hope, I guess, is to speed up the game with those two guys in there. Especially if you have Gab Banal, who's a very able decision maker, pushing the ball down the floor.
At kahit naman na home court ito ng Quezon Huskers dito sa Lucena Convention Center, you could still see some Batangas City faithful arriving to support their team. After all, hindi naman ganun kalayo yung distansya.
Right. Magkadikit yung dalawang yan.
Banal trying to go middle. Ochea is right there with him. Sandagon. That's a lazy pass to Abundo.
Well, the look on both those players, parang hesitation, eh, no? Hindi sure kung paano ipapasa at sino magre-receive. A good thing the ball stays with them.
Minerva gives it up to Lagrama. Shot clock winding down. Lagrama wants an isolation. Lagrama in, out, crossover, three-pointer, way off the mark.
Well, they thought they had positional advantage with Topeng in the middle against the big. Didn't happen. Watch out for Zed.
Isid crosses to the left. Isid pulls back. Ablaza drives against the smaller Lagrama. Isid for three. That one's short. Off to the left. Ambuluto. Offensive rebound. And one opportunity para kay John Ambuluto.
When a team goes for the shot, one of the things that coaches determine, how many do you send to the board? In this case, there were two guys actually. You had Ceda Blas or Don Ochea together with John Ambuluto, and John just put it up and stick it in.
That was a rebound of the game brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino.
So far, the teams that's controlled the rebound has actually controlled the momentum of this game. So Quezon got to do a better job of sealing and screening against the possible rebounders.
Ambuluto completes the three-point play. In terms of rebounds, Batangas leads that battle 39-29. 64-57. This equals the biggest lead of the game. Banal trying to make something happen in the interior. He was hit.
And one of the very few times that you've seen a Quezon player who's coming from the left side of the floor successfully get in the paint. But once he gets in there, there's automatically two guys that will try and stop him.
Banal was able to get the step on Ablaza, but the rotation, as you mentioned, Coach, provided there by John Ambuluto. There's a lull in the action here, but Banal will be awarded the basketball already for his two free throws. Coach Solo Villanueva trying to round up his troops as he now approaches the halfway point of the fourth and final quarter here. Banal only with 5 points in this game after he scored 20 in the regular season meeting. That was way back May 25. (64-58). No team has led by more than 7 points sa ating laro. That's a missed free throw, but Lander Cannon, nobody boxing him out there, gets the 2 points on the putback.
That's the cleanest putback that we've seen so far for Quezon. Offensive rebound and a stick back.
Almost an 8-second violation. Isid able to get it across the timeline. Ablaza, a little sidestep, leaves it. Ambuluto with 2 points once more.
How about the activity of John Ambuluto right here? For 2 straight games already, he's been very vital in terms of effort, offense and defense.
6 points in the game for John Ambuluto. That 3-pointer rims out para kay Abundo.
Look at Ambuluto rim run right there, trying to go on a foot race against the Lander Cannon.
Isid calmly bringing that ball down. Ablaza, he likes that spot on the floor. Too strong on the 3. Long rebound falls into the hands of Sed Ablaza.
That's offensive rebound number 17, Javi.
Isid wants an isolation against a smaller Lagrama. The spin to the left. Isid could not finish. Ochea battling it out with Gab Banal for that rebound. There's a foul against the former MVP.
You really just have to marvel at the effort on the offensive glass of nitong Batangas.
Third personal on Gab Banal. Look at that setup by Sed Ablaza. John Ambuluto scoreless for the most part of this game, stepping up here in the fourth quarter.
And I like that he stayed out of the way of the drive of Sed Ablaza and waited for that moment when that pass was going to come, and so that's his opportunity to score.
Ochea has been perfect at the free throw line so far sa ating laro. 4 minutes and 26 remaining in the game.
Haba pa nito, there's still a lot of time. There's so much firepower from 3 para dito sa Quezon.
This is now the biggest lead of the game for the Tanduay Rum Masters. 68-60. Quezon's biggest lead of the game was 5. Banal gets the basketball from Sandagon. Ablaza switches out on him. Banal gets it back to Simon. Sandagon, the drop step, the stretch, it's scored, basket, and 1 para kay Simon Sandagon.
What a spectacular move by Simon Sandagon right there. He understands that middle's going to be close. Let me tell you, a little drop step going the baseline, try to finish strong. Look at that. Don Ochea sealed out the middle, but the baseline drop step was empty for Simon Sandagon to finish.
Force and power on full display for the former FU Tamaraw on that last sequence. However, he is unable to complete the 3-point play.
We got a lot of time. It's just a 2-possession game.
They set screens for Ochea and Baloria. Ball is now in the hands of Sed Ablaza. Shot clock at 5. Batangas needs to make something happen, and quick. Baloria for 3, no good. Fuentes ang nagbaba dito para sa Quezon. Fuentes being held there from behind by CJ Isid. That definitely will be a foul against Batangas City, but good news for them, they're not in the penalty.
And CJ got beat right there, momentarily leaving Judel Fuentes, and you don't want to give him that space because that guy can rise and shoot from anywhere on the floor.
Back screen set by Gonzalez. Banal is on the right corner. Early was Judel Fuentes, and he knocks down the jumper, rattling home that J.
There you go. Sometimes it's really the simple things that make it easier for you to score. A little simple pin down for a shooter in Judel Fuentes rolling up.
Isid to Sed Ablaza. Couldn't hand it off to Baloria. Ablaza makes the decision to put the ball on the deck. This time he kicks it out to CJ Isid. Isid has missed his last 3 shots. There's a push on Gab Banal. Ochea is down on the floor. This is going to be number 4 on Gab.
And those rebound situations have been consistently called this season, especially in the playoffs. See that good rattle-in shot by Judel Fuentes. Minsan pasisimplihin mo na lang talaga because alam mo namang shooter si Judel.
How come we haven't seen a lot of those kinds of sequences from Quezon in this game, Coach?
Well, because they've been locking down defensively on areas on the floor. They've focused on the guy with the ball and funneling him going left instead of allowing going right. And so every time you try and go right, you understand there's going to be a second defender that will try to stop you.
Ochea continues to remain immaculate at the free throw line. All of his points coming from there. 6 out of 6 para kay Don Ochea. Philip Panyamogan now gaining entry into this ball game here in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's one guy also that's been pretty solid for Coach Cholo Villanueva. He's inserted here at this part of the game in the fourth.
43-31 in the rebounding department, 19-13 in terms of offensive rebounds. Sandagon almost walks. Sandagon somehow, someway gets it to go. Another and one opportunity para kay Simon Sandagon.
And I love that adjustment, Javi. The drive going left, understanding there's a secondary defender, and Simon is always going to be free on that side of the floor. Draw the defense to you, 2 on the ball, find a guy on the right side. This happens to be Simon.
It seems Coach Cholo Villanueva will be challenging that last foul call. Those two have done that forever. LJ Gonzalez and Simon Sandagon. Teammates in college, teammates now here in the pros. Dito para sa Quezon Huskers. Earlier, the coach's challenge by Coach Cholo Villanueva was inconclusive, kaya naman meron pa talaga siyang isang pwedeng gamitin. This coach's challenge is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There's no foul.
It's a successful challenge for Coach Cholo Villanueva. So there will be no foul call. Tingnan ulit natin yung last play na yun. Great pass there made by LJ Gonzalez. Ayun. Wala namang definite contact.
Walang tumama. Ambuluto was straight up vertical and nothing on the side of set.
Weave action on top para sa Batangas City. Panyamogan against Gonzalez. Re-screen by Ablaza. Panyamogan picks up his dribble. Valoria trying to make quick use of the defense of Gab Banal, but Gab stays on him really well. A chance now for Quezon to inch closer. Fuentes does not hesitate, taking it from way downtown. That's picked up by Sandagon, who apparently was stepping on one of the lines. I'm not sure if it was the baseline or the sideline, but it was in that deep corner on the left side.
Yeah. If it were another guy taking that shot other than Judel Fuentes, I would have said bad shot. But since it's Judel, he's used to those kinds of closeout. So that happens to be really just a short shot.
Especially in these types of moments. Ambuluto on the roll, but that's denied access by Simon Sandagon.
Boy, that really got the crowd up right here.
We're now in the last 2 minutes of this one, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Crucial stop by Batangas City after what was a spectacular shot block by Simon Sandagon.
That would have been a momentum swinger for the Quezon Huskers had they converted the other way.
Anxious moments here for the Quezon faithful. Isit to Ablaza. Fakes out the shot. One dribble. The pass. Isit gets it to go!
Oh, man. When you talk about staying ready, you gotta look at this game by CJ Isit. The way this game has been played, it started with him, and so far, he's just been consistent on the floor.
Said Ablaza making the unselfish play, going to his point guard who has been absolutely fantastic the entire ball game para sa kanilang koponan. Batangas City leading by 6, 72-66. This time out brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Too close to call. That is the story of this series between the Quezon Huskers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Welcome to Game 1 here at the Lucena Convention Center, the newest venue of Team Quezon. But so far, their team down at this point with 1:26 still to play sa ating fourth quarter. The score is 72-66. And there you see shots of the crowd here inside Quezon's newest venue. They were all up in cheers when Sandagon made that big block earlier on the last offensive possession by Batangas City. However, they could not convert on their side of the floor. They were able to get a basket, talking about Batangas City, courtesy of CJ Isit on the last play. Fuentes has Ochea on him. Shot clock now winding down. Fuentes gives it up. Gonzalez will take the three. No. Opiso was there.
One more.
Fuentes, no hesitation whatsoever. Three-point shot drained by Judel Fuentes.
That's what I was saying. If it's Judel Fuentes taking those shots, irregardless, that's always going to be a good one. Guarded or not, he's got a good look, a good release, and a good make in this instance, cutting down this lead to only 3.
The Quezon faithful here inside the Lucena Convention Center, loving every moment of it. Go, 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 Quezon Huskers, they say. But we'd also like to greet the faithful, the MPBL faithful, ang ating mga kaliga na nanonood sa YouTube. Over 23,000 viewers already, Coach Mike. We're gonna take a short break.
Pag dito nag-inbound, pakita ko si pag dito ilalabas, Simon, hindi mo kukunin yan. Dedelayin nyo ni LJ yung receiver. Si LJ nandito. Okay.
Kababa ka.
Okay, now listen ha. Small, hang around.
Screen. Go. You need to get that ball, CJ. Get that ball here. Ambok. Sprint papunta doon. Then you're here. Here. You have a shooter here.
You just heard the huddle of both coaches from Quezon and Batangas City, Coach Eric Gonzalez and Coach Solo Villanueva, giving out their instructions in that last timeout. Let's take a look at the update on our player matchup for tonight. Jong Baloria and Judel Fuentes.
Yeah, and more minutes for Jong, but the guys contributing at the right time para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Judel Fuentes knocking down a couple of three-pointers in the crucial part of the fourth quarter.
1:12 still to go. Chance of defense here inside the Lucena Convention Center. CJ Isit gets by Fuentes. Isit with that push shot. Short. Tries to get it back and tip it in.
Oh, wow.
But it will be kept alive by the Batangas City 5. Under a minute to go. Baloria goes left. Baloria flips it up and in!
Wow. And Jong Baloria, for the most part, Javi, didn't have anywhere to go. But he understood, I gotta take this mismatch. I feel I got an advantage. Left side of the floor, going glass, and a good finish for Jong Baloria.
You don't really see this every time. Gab Banal getting blown out that easily, especially in moments like this. But Baloria, you could flex your muscles, sir. You definitely can.
That's right. And I just want to say, Coach Louis just messages in our GC. I do agree with what he said. We talked about this at the top of the coverage. We'll get back to that.
Gab! LJ! Sir. Simon, simplihan lang natin, ha? Gab! Skilinan ka rito. Iskilinan ka rito. Gab! Tingnan mo, ha? Man zone to, ha? Gab! Kepik ka rito. Simon, ang iskilin ng mga tao ni Gab. Judel, pumunta ka na agad doon. Pag libre, bigay nyo na. Gab! Pag naka-deny rito, ang mangyayari rito, Gab! Gab! Okay. May player ka rito. Simon! Pag libre, RJ, bigay! Bigay! Pag wala, Simon!
More than 4,000 people in attendance here at the Lucena Convention Center. We'd also like to say hi to former MPBL player Jesso Delfinado and his fiancée Camille Gloria watching from Sydney, Australia. And to everybody who is watching also on Facebook, YouTube, MPTV, Satellite Channel 53, and all areas where you can view the games. We thank you so much for joining us for Game 1 of our Southern Division Finals. Too close to call between the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters and the Quezon Huskers. Javi Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez. 74-69. Quezon needs a quick basket. Gonzalez turns the corner. Gonzalez changes hands, left it short. Now they have to foul. Quezon has no more timeouts in this game.
Boy, that ball never touched the hands of Judel Fuentes. They had him set up in that corner. The options there, to my understanding, was Judel Fuentes or a flare by Gabanal.
Isit still has it. Isit gets by Gonzalez. Isit controls it. Apinan ends up with it. Hernandez, this could be the backbreaker. Mark Cruz soaring and skying for that rebound. 7-second differential, shot clock, game clock.
Coach Eric's asking for a foul. And Coach Eric's been shouting at the top of his lungs. He was saying, foul somebody to stop the clock.
What a turnaround here in the second half it has been for the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters.
Yeah. And again, Javi, I'm going to go back to that point earlier about what Coach Louie mentioned. He says that that series with South Cotabato was a good preparation for Batangas, and I do agree. And that's exactly the case. Very similar profile of a team. Three-point shooting, loves to run, which is exactly how Quezon has been. Now you could say, on the other side naman, nung kalaban ng Quezon ang Parañaque, preparation din para dito sa sa Batangas na mahilig rin half-court execution at rebounds.
Ochea missing his first free throw of the game. He has drained all of his 6 points from the free throw line sa laro na to. 1 out of 2 on that trip. 75-69. Only a miracle of biblical proportions will have Quezon winning this game, but it looks like it's never going to happen anymore here in Game 1 as Isit comes up with a steal. And I think it's rightfully so that they get this victory after a fantastic effort in the fourth quarter.
And so far with this win of Batangas away from home, just shows you how unpredictable this season has been. You had Pampanga winning over San Juan, and this time around, it's Batangas winning over Quezon in the home floor.
They avenged their regular season loss last May 25 that had to go into overtime. Now the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters, a lot of people have been saying they are peaking at the right time.
Right. And, you know, guys understanding and embracing their role on the team, especially this man right here. He started up real good with his 2 quick threes to start the game.
17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists for the former San Juan Knights. He dueled it out for some time with another former San Juan player in Alvin Abundo dito sa ating laro. But he was the one who was able to give the victory sa kanyang kupunan. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Muli ang ating final score, 75-69. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Coach Mike, what can you say about how Batangas City was able to turn things around in that second half?
Well, it's actually 2 things. One is their defense. They're really denying that middle action and just letting them go to one side of the floor and then trapping them from there. The second one is the rebounds. He who controls the rebound controls the game. Control the rebound, you get a second chance point, or you got to run the other way. And so far, it's the second chance points that allowed Batangas to escape with this Game 1 win.
And so these are also the 2 points that the Quezon Huskers need to pay attention to going into the next game, which will happen on Batangas City's home floor this time. Let's now go courtside with Miss Andrea Endicio, who is with our Daily Fantasy best player of the game, CJ Isa.
First of all, congratulations. At CJ, ikaw ang isa sa tinuturing ni Coach Cholo na mga energy guys. Pero tonight, hindi lamang energy ang nai-contribute mo. You gave everything both on offense and on defense that led you guys this win?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to give all glory to Christ and our Lord and Savior. Well, tonight it was really just a game about heart, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without the Holy Spirit, because we just came from a game 2 nights ago, traveled yesterday, came in, practiced, and had another game today, and we just prayed for the Holy Spirit to sustain our energy and our energy and our intensity, and our faith tonight was as great as our God is. So, all glory to be to God.
And CJ, how did you maintain your focus given the intensity of this ball game? Ikaw, you gave a 2-point dagger at 1 minute or below 1 minute and 30 seconds of this game. Kasama na rin si Jong that gave also a 2-point dagger below 1 minute of this game. How did you guys do that?
Well, under our circumstances, our coaching staff, Coach Cholo and the rest of our coaches, they did a great job in breaking down game film for us and letting us know where our attack spots are and the rotations. And it was just about staying in the moment and making the reads.
You guys did your part that led you guys this win. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Go ahead.
I just want to give a shout out to my New Life North Metro Church, our life group, the men's group and the couples group. Of course, to my wife Shane, our baby Cam and Cole. I want to give a shout out to my Izet family back in Canada, the Fajardo family, Florido family, my Edisani family, and of course, my wife's birthday too. So advance happy birthday. And I want to give a shout out to Chaser De La Cruz, who's out in Dubai. And all glory to Christ.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, that was CJ Isit, our best player of the game, brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Once again, CJ Isit, our Daily Fantasy best player of the game, leading Batangas to the 75-69 victory in Game 1 of their Southern Division Final Series against the Quezon Huskers. Coach, it was a very tight game, especially in the first half. Both teams were in a deadlock at the end of the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, it really was, the separation really came in the 4th quarter when, matter of execution, we thought that Quezon was coming back real good because of the couple 3-pointers by Judel Fuentes, but it really boiled down to the defense and the rebounds of para dito sa Batangas from Masters. And symbolically, what I like about CJ winning, getting the best player of the award, he's actually led this team in this game, but he's every game before the game and after, he's the one who leads them in prayer. So, just enough different kind of leadership tonight para dito kay CJ Isit dito sa Batangas.
Yesterday, it was also the number 2 seed in the North who won in Game 1 of the Northern Division Finals. That was Pampanga winning against San Juan. And this time, the number 2 seed also in the South wins against the number 1 seed, the Quezon Huskers. So abangan natin ang Game 2 ng parehong serye come next week.
Right. Yan nga sinasabi natin, very unpredictable tong season, even to the latter part of the regular season. We didn't know who was going to be number 2, number 3, number 4. Eventually, it was Batangas that landed in number 2, and so they get the first win in the South Finals.
It's going to be very exciting from here on out. It has been no different for the rest of the season. Once again, on Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Brenzigiao Convention Center, Game 2 of the Northern Division Finals between the San Juan Knights and the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Squad of Senator Jinggoy Estrada would try and tie things up against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, our defending champions. Again, that's Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. at the Brenzigiao Convention Center. Maraming salamat sa pagdalo sa aming coverage dito sa Lucena Convention Center. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, this has been Javi Palanya. Let's go to Miss Andrea Endicio.
Thank you so much, Javi. Kasama ko nga ngayon ang ating winning coach, Coach Cholo Villanueva, and of course, Ced Ablaza. Unahin ko na munang tanungin si Coach Cholo. Coach Cholo, without a question, this is a really hard game. This is a really close match. Pero yung both teams, pareho silang magaling, pareho silang driven. So what do you think made your team win tonight?
I think it was God who did it. So we thank God for our win tonight. It was just being smart down the stretch. That Quezon team is a well-structured, well-organized team because they have very good coaches. So we just did the right things. We played the right way. That's why we won tonight.
2 nights ago, tinalo nyo po ang South Cotabato Warriors. Pero ngayon, ibang opponent na. Paano po kayo nakapag-adjust ng ganong kabilis?
Again, God did it. It was our inspiration, our families, the people that we left behind. Hindi pa kami umuwi. So all those sacrifices, all those things gave the win to us and became our inspiration. And job's not yet done, so we have one more game to win.
Alright, thank you so much. And once again, congratulations. Punta naman tayo kay Sed. Sed, despite the lack of sleep, despite all the feeling of being tired na ipanalo nyo ang game na ito ngayong gabi, paano nyo nga ba nagawa yun?
Siguro yung ano na lang, yung heart namin na gustong manalo dun sa makuha namin tong South Finals kasi third time na namin tong na nandito kami. So yun na yung focus namin na makuha mo namin tong South Finals at itong focus muna kami sa Game 1 na makuha namin to at babalik kami sa home court namin, Game 2.
And the last time nga na pumunta kayo sa inyong home court ay pinuno ng mga Batanggenyo supporters ang venue. So meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa kanila para sa ating nalalapit na Game 2?
Yun lang, siyempre magpapasalamat ako sa buong Batangas na lagi sila nakasuporta kahit nandito sa Quezon, nandito sila. Babalik tayo sa home court natin at kukunin na natin tong Game 2.
Right, thank you so much. And once again, congratulations. One game down and one more to go para sa Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Ang tanong, makabawi kaya ang Quezon Huskers sa Game 2 na mangyayari mismo sa home court ng Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters? Yan ang ating aabangan dito lang sa Maharlika, Pilipinas Basketball League.